Welcome back again to the Old Iron Lever channel. My name is Bob and this is the second in this series on making the toggle style tie-down anchors for my pickup truck. And we're going to start knocking out after we got the prototype done, now we're going to start knocking out the actual 6 anchors. So I hope you enjoy it, and then without further ado, let's get on with it. Well, now that I've got the prototype pretty much finalized, I'm going to start making the pieces, all 6 of them. Where I can, I'm going to do it in kind of a production style. Yeah, we can go faster, make them faster, but it also makes it more repeatable. So these are all saw cut, and going to trim them off. Ideally, I'd like to hit 2 1/4 by 2, and if I'm a little off of that, that's fine. But I want them all to be the same, so when I go to the next operation, I can set up a jig and just knock them out. So anyway, I'm going to touch off and go from there. Okay, I'm set up again, deburred them and flipped them over. Now, these should be fairly square, or fairly square, and shouldn't have to take a whole lot off, but we're going to just we're not going to lower the head anymore until we get a pass across here. Okay, I'm going to have to mill these one at a time to get bring them up to square and the right height here. I'm going to take 10/1000ths off the whole thing here and see if it should be pretty close. Well, they all measure within a thousandth of each other, except one is a 2/1000ths or so. So I would say that's plenty good. Okay, what I'm doing here is just dividing the dimensions in half and scribing a line so I can get the center point for the hole that we're going to drill in it. And since they may vary slightly, I'm going to, if I see some difference in the optical center punch, then I'll just split the difference, kind of eyeball it. So. I've had one of these for ages and ages and ages, and Just experiment. I wonder if I can show you what you see in here. Okay, so with it lined up like that, there's actually a circle, there's an X, a circle, and a dot. Okay, they're all marked. And we got to drill them to a 5/16, which is the tap size for the bolts I'm going to be using. So. There we go. I'm going to go with the 1/4" end mill and slot it. When I was messing with this before on the prototype, it was dulling the bit pretty fast, and I couldn't figure out where my carbide mills were. I found the box, and I've got all the carbide bills. The bill's located now, and gonna try it this way. I'm gonna take it easy to start with, just so I know, you know, if I need to slow down or whatever. I'll start out slow to begin with. Anyway, I got it set 1100 RPM. And I'm going to try a 30,000th depth of cut to start with, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I actually like that a lot better. So we're getting, I think, less cleanup needed, less deburring, and a neater slot and everything else, less faster, and I just like it all the way around a lot better. So I think we're going to go with this method all the way through. Okay, well, we're going to give a try at power tap on all this. Okay, that's the end of that. Deburr them again, and those are all done. I went out and measured the truck more carefully, and as you've seen in the original pictures, there's two dimensions to take care of. One is this outer dimension, which is the hole in the plastic on top of the bed rail, and then this is the hole in the actual stake pocket itself. So I measured these on all 6 stake pockets, and also noted as I was measuring things that one side is not the same as the other. I believe the outside rail, the outside of the rail, this dimension is less than the inside, and front to back is different depending on whether I'm in the front pocket, the middle pocket, or the rear pocket. So there's a chart here that has the left front, left middle, left rear, right front, right middle, right rear, and what the dimensions are, the cutbacks and all that. So basically I'm going to have this piece here, it's going to have rounded corners. This outside dimension's the same for all of them. The inside dimension's the same for all of them, but the distances from the edges are different. All of the right hand pieces, the distance from the side is the same as, you know, there's 3 of them that are the same here, and then that same dimension is the same here on the left hand ones, and same thing with the you know, the opposite dimension. So they just kind of switch places. So I'll have 6 cuts of 0.339 wide, but half of them will be on this side, half of them will be on that side, and 6 cuts at 0.276 on the opposite sides. On the front, rear, and back, this dimension from the front to the edge of this boss that's going to seat down into the stake pocket, at the front, this dimension is 373. This dimension is 563 on the middle ones and 708 on the on the rear ones. And so I just got to keep all that straight. And then basically I'm gonna clamp up this piece. It's a 1/2 inch thick piece of 304 stainless. I'm going to cut it, I'm going to mill it to dimensions to square it up and everything, and then I'm going to come down like 100 thousandths to 1/8 of an inch. I haven't decided yet. And I'm going to mill these out, and I'll have to mark them all so I get the right dimensions on each one of them as I go. And when I get it done, this should be the same dimension. And then I also, if I need it, I have a reference sphere, how far in from this edge and this edge I need to be to drill a hole so it's centered in the stake pocket, not centered in the outside frame. So I hope that makes sense. And if you looked at the stake pocket pictures that I did very early on, you just see what I'm talking about as far as the difference from right to left, top to bottom, front to back, whatever. All right, with that said, we're going to get on starting to true up the raw cut pieces of steel. Okay, I just took a quick pass on it to just get it roughed out here so I can get a measurement. Now that we've got the long sides trimmed up to the right height, we're going to go for the short sides, and they need to be 3.389. And when I cut them in half, it should be about a little under 3.5. So I should have 120 or so. So what I'm going to do is I go through each one of them and just take enough off to true up the end. And I've to keep it square, I've squared up the face of the vise with this long edge that's already been milled. So anyway, all that said, we're going to go ahead and take I don't know, 20 thousandths cut probably. Don't want to cut off any more than I have to. Okay, I got the first one set up, I measured it. I need to take 146 thousandths off. So I'm going to, just for the heck of it, I'm going to zero out, I just touched off. Okay, and I've marked inboard and outboard sides on these, and the hole, the circle that we're cutting, needs to be moved 325 off of this center inboard. I'll show you why here in a second, if you don't believe me. So that's where we're going to have the center this way. The hole on this is not centered. I mean, the center of the hole would be way down here if this arc met up with it. So in fact, 325 thousandths is what it is. So anyway, got it marked that way. And then we're going to carry the same line from here over. There. And that's going to be the center of the hole that we're going to cut out, or the recess, the circular recess we're going to make. So I've marked it with a punch, and so our circle is going to be centered on that, and then we'll cut the edges out. So it's going to look something like that, only this is cut too far back. We'll have to move it in a little. All right, anyway, move you over to the lathe and get set up, and we'll be back. Okay. 147 of this plenty. Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode. If you did like it, please give me a thumbs up. If you like the channel, give me a subscription. And we always like to have subscriptions. We're up, oh gosh, about 1,730 now, something like that. So that's a respectable number of people paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm not sure I deserve all of that, but anyway, thank you very much. And if you have a comment to make you think I'd like to hear, well, feel free to leave that too. So until the next episode, happy trails.